Okay, guys, so this is going to be simplifying rational expressions example problem. So a rational expression means ratio, so it's going to be dealing with a fraction. So there's a lot of factoring in this section, so you need to be organized and you need to make sure that you know how to factor correctly, okay? So the first example problem, a cubed minus b cubed over a minus b, that's going to be difference of cubes. So this is going to factor to a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. Okay, so make sure if we need to review that formula, we go review that formula over a minus b. Now if something's on top and bottom of a fraction, it cancels. So your answer is going to be a squared plus ab plus b squared. And that's all there is to it. Next one, x minus 3, can't do anything with that. 2x minus 8, you can factor out a GCF of 2, so you get x minus 4. 6x squared minus 96, you can factor out a 6. 96 divided by 6 is 16. So that's going to leave us with x plus 4 and then x minus 4. Don't forget the 6 on the outside. And then we got a difference of squares here with the x squared minus 9. It factors to x plus 3 and x minus 3. Okay, so once I've done that work, I'm going to come down to the bottom and I'm going to rewrite everything in my factored form. And I'm going to cancel what I can. So the x minus 3's will cancel. The x minus 4's will cancel. So I'm left with, and we can actually cancel 6 and a 2, which will give us a 3. Okay, so I'm left with a 3 times x plus 4 on top and an x plus 3 on the bottom. And we're just going to leave it like that. Okay, usually you want to leave it in the factored form. Let me move my mouse. Okay, next example problem. Factors of 16 that give you positive 8 is going to be x plus 4 and x plus 4. Factors of 8 that give you 6 is going to be 4 and 2, so x plus 4 and x plus 2. GCF here is 16, so 16x squared minus 4, so it's going to factor to 16 times x plus 2, x minus 2. And difference of squares right here is going to be x plus 4, x minus 4. Okay, so x plus 4, x plus 4. Always start with the top left. X plus 4, x plus 2. And then we got a 16 times an x plus 2, x minus 2, all over x plus 4 and x minus 4. Okay, so as we're doing this, the x plus 4s, we can cancel an x plus 4. Okay, we can cancel an x plus 2. And that, we can cancel another x plus 4. Okay, so we should get 16 times x minus 2 over x minus 4. Okay, like that. You don't have to use parentheses on the bottom if you didn't want to. Okay, so this one is going to be a division one. So we're going to do the same exact process as the first few examples. We're going to factor everything down. Now, when we divide fractions, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So we'll keep the first fraction and multiply by the reciprocal of the second. So this is going to be x plus 4 times x plus 4 over x plus 2. We don't have to do anything there. Factors of 8 that give you 6x plus 4 and x plus 2. And difference of squares, x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, so we're going to keep the first fraction, so we're going to write it x plus 4 all over x plus 2. And we're going to multiply by the reciprocal, x plus 2 times x minus 2, and x plus 4 x plus 2 over here. So now we can cancel. So remember, division, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. So x plus 4s will cancel. X plus 2s will cancel. And so we're left with x plus 4 times x minus 2. All over x plus 2 like that. Okay, on to the next examples. Okay, top left term, we're going to factor by grouping. They have an x squared in common. So x plus 6. So we go to factor that. You get x squared plus 3 times x plus 6. Okay, this term is going to have a 3 in common, so we're going to factor out 3. Okay, and then you don't have to factor anything there. So we're going to keep the first fraction. And we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction. Okay, the x squared plus 3's will end up canceling. The x plus 6's cancel. And so you're left with x plus 1 over 3. Okay, this one, top left, factors of negative 8, they give you negative 2, so it's x minus 4 and x plus 2. There's nothing else to factor in this question, okay? So we're going to write the first fraction. Okay, there's a division sign, so we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. And then we're just going to multiply that one. X minus 4's cancel. X plus 2's cancel. So we're left with x times x plus 3 all over x minus 3. Okay, next example problem. We'll start with the top left term and what they have in common. So they got a 4x squared in common. So we get x squared plus 1. Okay, can't mess with that. Difference of squares right here. This is x squared plus 1 and x squared minus 1. And then we know that x squared minus 1 breaks down to x plus 1, x minus 1. Factors here is x plus 3, x minus 1. Sum of cubes is x plus 1, and then it'll go x squared minus x plus 1. And then on the bottom here, they have a GCF of x, so x plus 3. So it's going to get a little complicated, so you just got to keep track of everything. So I'm going to rewrite everything in its factored form. I'm dividing, so I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. And then we're just going to multiply that one. Okay, so we're going to start canceling stuff. X squared plus 1's cancel. X minus 1's cancel. X plus 1's cancel. X plus 3's cancel. So we have an x squared on top right here. X squared, x, and x, those all cancel. And I like to do my numbers last. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this comes out to be 2 times x squared minus x plus 1. That's it. Okay, on the next few examples, we're going to be adding and subtracting fractions. So when we add and subtract fractions, we always have to have a common denominator. Always, always, always. Okay, so we're going to factor first on the bottom. So factors of 8, that give you 6, is x plus 4, x plus 2. Factors of 6, that give you 5, is x plus 3, and x plus 2. Okay, so this one looks like it's missing an x plus 3 on the bottom. Okay, and this one is missing an x plus 4. So whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. Okay, so we're just going to be dealing with the top for a second, and then we'll put it all over the common denominator. So let's take... So we're going to take that, and we're going to simplify it. So we're going to FOIL it out. So 4x times x is 4x squared. Outer is 12x. Inner is minus 3x. Last, 3 times 3 is 9. Minus 3x minus 12. Okay, so we're going to make sure we distribute that. Combining our like terms, we get 4x squared. 12x minus 3x is 9x. 9x minus 3x is 6x. Okay, so we did those. And negative 9 minus 12 is minus 21. And this is all going to be over x plus 4, x plus 3, and x plus 2. Now, let's just double check and make sure this doesn't factor down anymore. So your product is going to be 21 times 4 is 84x squared. Your sum is 6x, so negative 84. Factor. 84, that gives you 6, 12, and not 12 and 7. 84, 14. No. Let me just double check really quick. 4x, 7, 21, 3. Oh, I don't think that works. Let's see if we do 2 and 2. Just to double check. 2, 2, 7, 7, 14. Yeah, I don't think any of it adds up to 6, so I think we're good. Okay, so make sure that whenever we do these add and subtracting ones and we're factoring, we double check and make sure that doesn't factor anymore. Let me just put in the calculator and graph it really quick, just to double check, because I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So in the next one, we're gonna have the common denominator, okay, when we add and subtract fractions. So they have a GCF of 7 times x plus 3, 2x plus 3, sorry. In common on that one. So this term is going to be missing a 2x plus 3. Okay, and this term is missing an x. Now, it's important to remember that you can't put in addition and subtraction when you're doing common denominators. It always has to be multiplication. Okay, so we're going to get 4 times 2x plus 3. Okay, and this one's missing an x, so plus 5x. We're going to distribute this out. So we get 8x plus 12 plus 5x. So we get 13x plus 12 all over a common denominator of 7x times 2x plus 3. Okay, and last question. Okay, so it's going to involve some factoring. So this is going to factor to 2x minus 1 and 2x minus 1. This is going to factor to 2x, so it's going to be a minus 3 and a minus 1. like that. And you can check by PSF if you need to. So this term is going to be missing an x minus 3. Okay, and it looks like this one's going to be missing a 2x minus 1. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we are going to FOIL this out and simplify. Okay, so we're going to FOIL this out. 2x times x is 2x squared minus 6x plus x minus 3 plus 2x squared minus x plus 2x and minus 1. We're going to combine our like terms. So we get 4x squared minus 5x minus 6x minus 4x negative 7, wait, negative 5, negative 6. Yeah, okay, that's right. And then minus 4 all over x minus 3 times 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. Okay, now we see that these all have a 4 in common, so let's factor out the 4 on top. Okay, and I believe that factors down. You could have wrote this 2x minus 1 squared also if you wanted to. So factors of negative 2 that give you a negative 1 is going to be x minus 2 and x plus 1. And nothing cancels. So we're going to leave them in factored form like that. Okay. So this has been simplifying rational expressions with multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. Make sure you hold on to this stuff. It does show up on SAT. You have to know how to factor. You have to know how to add and subtract fractions. So make sure when you add and subtract fractions, you get a common denominator. If you need to use PSF when you go to factor, make sure you do it quickly. Thanks, and have a good day.